It's live! Okay, give me my notification. I never promised to be smart.
It's okay, we still love you, Pooh.
Hey, so we did it. We're back. Episode 35. I'm not gonna second guess it. I know I'm right this time.
Are you?
But listen, so you got me, you got Squishy, and this week we actually got Doink EMC!
I don't know where I gotta look at, but hello. There we go.
It's somewhere, just know that much. Here, I can do the lens visibility. He's over there. It moves around the world because I have, like, all three of them set up. I don't know where that one is either. It's also somewhere.
It's in the middle.
I know I see it.
Am I stupid? I'm stupid. Anyway. But so you guys know that we just kind of drag people in here and we don't give you guys a lot of context, but just know that we're here to get messy, talk a little bit of shit about strangers asking for other strangers' opinions.
I'm being held here against my will, y'all.
He's fine.
Welcome.
Don't worry about it.
He's cozy in the basement. It's okay. There's foods, drinks, and beanbags in the basement.
If you also meet blink twice, call for help.
He's struggling to blink.
He's struggling to blink.
Wait, is it not showing blinking? No, I
Look
see
at
him
us.
blinking.
Here, let me.
It's like your eyes don't fully close, but it's like twitch,
There you
like
go.
twitchy.
Who's this?
As he crashes.
Whoever that was, that just made me lag a bit. Nice. Let me just.
He's ready. He's ready. All right.
I'm no longer being held against my will. I'm fine.
Hop right into it. We had to give him a can of bitch juice, and now he's good. But the first story I got for tonight, it's not a big one, but that's to brace for the second one that I picked out.
Oh god.
Yeah. So normally, for reference, now that I'm on Reddit too regularly, my phone gives me notifications. I don't trust those notifications because every time it's like, you might like this story. It's really dry. It's not funny, haha. It's just trauma. And I'm like, don't want that. This time, it gave me good shit. Trusting it better now. So this comes from Entitled Parents. And it's titled, let me see this.
This should be good.
When you know it should be good based off of the subreddit.
It's titled, My Aunt Asked Me to Give My Graduation Money to Her Son Because Family Helps Family. This just happened last year. I graduated from UNLV. Nothing huge, just a small backyard thing with some friends and family. Got like $500 total in cards from people, some cash, couple gift cards. Super appreciated. Next day, my aunt, my mom's sister, she calls me and asks, so, are you going to share some of that money with Jordan? Jordan, her 20-year-old son who dropped out of college last year, hasn't really been doing much. I laughed at first, thought she was messing around. She was dead serious. She said something like, you know he's been struggling, and you're lucky to graduate. It'd be nice if you pass some of that along. I told her, no, it was a gift for me. She got weird and said I was acting brand new and hung up. Then told my mom that I was selfish, and my mom said, then maybe your kid should graduate first. The whole thing was weird. Haven't heard from Jordan either.
That's it?
That's it.
Wait, that's the whole thing?
That's the whole
That's the
thing.
whole thing? I wanted backlash.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought there was gonna be a bit more, but even then, because it said in the story that she got a couple like cards, right? Like, what, she probably got like a card at what, maybe like Subway? What on earth is that gonna do for the man? You know, the place you can go to is Subway or whatever the gift cards that you got.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Oh.
Lag. I just had to lag right then and there. Oh my god. All right. Well, anyway, as I was saying, is she only got what, like some money, but like quite a bit of them was cards, right, in the story?
Yeah, $500 of like gift cards, cash, and
Yeah.
other cards.
Cards and cash. Nah, I wouldn't give him anything because like that's supposed to be like for me for my celebration. I didn't mean to tell me that I gotta give it to like someone else. No,
I just
I mean
want
it
to
sucks, yeah,
know,
in their position, but no.
like, how do you find the willpower or the courage, I guess to say, to call up your sister's kid and be like, "Hey, can you give that to my son too?" The man's 20 and dropped out, and that's our problem. That's no one else's problem. That's an issue, not us.
If I was put in that situation, I'd be like, "Ha, that's fucking hilarious. Who put black tar heroin in your coffee this morning? Not me." You want some shit.
I will say W mom though for immediately being like, "Yeah, no, when he graduates, click." Because I can tell you right there from that very menial, like, small one-liner, those sisters fucking hate each other. I guarantee they fight in the back lines like no other.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, so what, when they have maybe like family parties and they have a little dispute, they take it out back?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing barbecue brawls. They're one-upping each other with sons.
That'd be a fun fist fight to watch. Alright.
WWE, no
Are you ready?
BBQ.
Are you ready for the second story?
Hopefully I don't lag again, but yeah, I'm ready.
So I did a small lead-in. Squishy gets good ones.
So, I will say this, most of the stories I do pick come with trigger warning.
Gotcha.
So,
That's what lets you know it's good.
the trigger warnings for this one are deception and infidelity.
Wait, what? Wait.
Yo.
Alright, I'll admit, I was not expecting that one.
This was originally posted on r/relationship advice. Now move to best of Redditor updates. So this is I, 23 female, am days away from giving birth, and my 37 male boyfriend just decided to tell me that he can't be at the birth. Why? Because he's married.
Huh?
Wait. Time out. Like, not to her, right?
No, not to her, to some other woman.
Oh, Lord, okay.
You're in the
So
labor
you're in-
room and get told that shit? Sorry, babe, I know you're pushing it out, but guess what? I'm married.
So this was originally posted April 16th of 2020.
Okay.
So first off, I know the age gap probably should have been a red flag, but I was stupid. We've been together for 2 years, and he lives in a different city. When I got pregnant, he said he was going to move to my city, and we would move in together. He just needed to finalize some things with his ex-wife. He told me he was divorced when we met, and I had never had any reason to question it. I knew that he had 2 kids with her as well. He told me the truth about that, just not that he wasn't divorced or even separated.
Oh, God.
So fast forward, I'm 39 weeks, and he suddenly got uncommunicative, which is less than ideal when you're literally about to give birth. Bear in mind that he was supposed to have been fully moved in here a month ago, blamed COVID. Today I found out I'm going to be induced on Monday unless baby decides to come out over the weekend. So I contacted him and I was like, okay, what's going on? And then that's when he told me that he isn't actually separated or divorced. He never told his wife about anything, and now he felt like he was backed into a corner. I don't feel sorry for him because that's his own fault, but obviously literally 4 days before giving birth isn't the time you want to get this news, and I have no idea what to do now. Tell him to fuck off, obviously, but what else? I feel like, I can take care of the baby by myself, but I was preparing to have a partner to take care of it with me, you know? I don't even know what I'm asking in terms of advice, but any advice moving forward and handling this is appreciated. So that's the first part of the post.
Yo, call the wife. Call the wife.
call the wife. Well, that's one way to prepare yourself to start a family. That's one. Oh,
They're just gonna get like pushed into labor from stress. You're about to pop and you get told, by the way, babe, I'm actually married still. Oh my god, I'm going into labor right then. That stress alone and be like, it's coming out now. Done.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm kind of surprised that she never maybe like noticed anything kind of suspicious. Because think about it. So with her being only a few days away from delivering a baby, right? That means they've been together for a very long time now, right?
2 years.
2 years, yeah, 2 years. And not once maybe like notice like a few things suspicious, like at all? Never mentioned that at all in the story? I feel like she would have maybe like picked up something.
Maybe, I don't know.
To be fair, love can be blind. So there's a good chance that she saw something and found a way to justify it in her brain.
Yep.
That's just fucking... Ooh, tell the wife. Tell the wife, get child support. Now there's gonna be 2 divorces.
Update time. April 23rd, 2020, a week later.
Oof.
First things first, I had a healthy baby girl on Monday evening. We were discharged shortly after birth due to COVID, so I've just been trying to adjust to everything. Her birth was a dream, and I never want to do it again. Second, I talked to his wife for over an hour yesterday. I guess he decided to tell her. She wasn't mad at me, thank God. She had her suspicions, but was trying to trust her husband, which I understand. She was so nicely honest, and even though she isn't angry at me, I still feel bad because she's such a nice lady. She wanted to make sure I was doing okay and that I didn't need anything, which made me cry because postpartum hormones are whack. She's getting a divorce from him. Good for her, to be honest. And we're planning to meet up and talk shit about him once the virus is over. I have a lawyer and will establish custody and child support legally ASAP. He hasn't bothered to contact me at all, but I don't particularly care. I didn't want to leave anyone hanging here, so though it's not a huge update, thank you for everyone who checked in. It means a lot.
So to put it into short terms, this a week later after all that from the story, it just went from, oh my god, I'm having a baby, and it's to a man who's already married and has kids. A week later, now it goes, oh wait, you were with the same guy? Yep. Kind of ended off on a bit of like few deception here and there. Yep. Do you want to be besties? Oh my god, I was so hoping you were going to ask that.
They trauma bonded. They trauma bonded.
Well,
I will say that's
like,
probably the best outcome.
Like, yeah, but I mean, at least the wife was like, yeah, I kind of had my suspicions, you know, like all that kind of shit.
Well, because if he cheated now, it probably wasn't the first time. There was probably a chain of
100%.
infidelity.
How many kids do you think he has?
5.
Well, we're including ones before? Yeah, maybe 5.
I'm just gonna solid estimate of 5. If you got 2 with your wife, 1 with this girl, I'm gonna assume there's 2 mysteries out there.
Yeesh. But honestly, that's super nice that they got to like bond for maybe not the best way to bond, but yeah, it's nice to know that like they didn't start like, you know, like throwing hands at each other or anything like that.
I will say I hate that among cheating.
Yeah, and I mean, at least the wife was just like, you know, do you need anything? Like, are you okay? Like, all that kind of stuff. Like, she was being, like, super supportive about it. And, like, she was just like, fuck him for, like, 5 minutes. Are you okay?
I was like, she's been through the mom stuff already. If she's on baby 2, then she's like, fuck it. We understand what, like, the difficulties of being a mom for the first go around, and now you're about to do it alone. Like, let's get you ready.
How she had to add the, you know, like, the birth was the dream, but I'm never doing it again.
Why do you think I don't want one?
Just like, that's valid.
Respect to the moms who think that giving birth is like this beautiful work of art and nature. Got me fucked up. Not for me.
Plus, they're not cheap neither. Plus,
They're not cheap, but then
There
you're
is that
telling me
part.
that, like, you
Okay.
can do natural, which hurts like hell, and you're probably going to tear from hole to hole, or you can have a spinal tap with a big fucking needle, still might tear in a lot of places, but it just hurts a little less. And
Well, you
sometimes
also have
you
like,
poop yourself. I'm good.
well, like you also have like home births as well with a doula. That's actually a lot cheaper than actually going to the hospital. Hiring a
Wait,
doula
what?
now, hiring a doula and having a home water birth, like in a birthing tub, is only $3,500, like 3,500.
huh.
No,
Now
thank
take
you.
that.
I never knew that.
Take that versus going to a hospital where you're paying $33,000. I already know what I'm doing when I have kids, and it definitely ain't that. Don't look at me.
No, I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do, like, to be an aunt. I'm down to be an aunt, but if you have babies, do you want me there? Do you want me to come after? Do you want me beforehand and then to, like, wait out in the hallway and be like, is it done yet? Do you want McDonald's?
Yo, McDonald's
Saying
labor
like
kind of
is
slaps.
wild. I'm asking a woman of them giving birth.
Walks out into the hall, comes back in 30 minutes later. Are you done yet?
I would just, like, peek in and be like, are you done? I got chicken nuggets if you're done.
No, I would want you there.
I'll hold your hand and I'll promise to do my hardest to not make commentary.
You're gonna make commentary, and you know what? That would probably distract me from pain.
That's fair. That's fair. You're probably gonna get, you're a bad bitch. It's okay. You got this. What the fuck was that? You're fine. Don't worry about it.
This is like, you're a bad bitch. You got this. You got this. Looks down, sees head. What the fuck? You got it. It's okay. Everything's fine.
I would tell you if you pooped yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I feel like that's my job as a
I would-
bestie and be like, it's okay, Pookie. You just shit yourself a little.
Just sit your tip a little. It's fine.
This is not how I was expecting this whole podcast
But-
was gonna go. So,
Oh my god. I had a point. Oh! The only other thing I was gonna say, I'm completely sidetracked to fucking doulas and birthing. I am really glad the wife was as calm as she was, because if it's the one thing I hate when it comes to, like, cheater stories that you most commonly see, is it's not the, oh, he fucked up, he cheated and you had no idea, so we should collaboratively hate the fuck out of him. It's, you took my man and now we're gonna beef. And it's like, she didn't know you existed. You guys could have, like, an army right now, but you want to go for the woman who had no clue? Go to the, he did it, not her. She's just as much the victim.
That one right there.
Dude, I hate that shit. I don't know how many, like, cheating stories I've heard where it's like, yeah, I found out my man was cheating, and so I took that bitch out back and beat her. And it's like, she had no idea either. Nobody's at fault. It's his fault. Like, why are we so deliberate on beating the women? I hate that shit. It's the, like, fucking, I didn't sign up for, what's that one guy? The show of, like, you're not the dad.
Jerry Springer?
Yes.
oh, is it the one where they say like the whole like you are or like you're not the father?
Jerry fucking Springer. DNA
I don't
test
think that's
them.
Jerry Springer. But
Was it?
I know
think it
he
is, then.
does some episodes like that. But I don't think that's like the main. He's just like the one who likes to see people beef with each other.
That's fair.
I'd say,
I like
I'd
to
say the
see
one
it.
issue I have like with that show is I always notice from the audience side they're always like typically booing at the guy for not taking like responsibility, and yet when it's revealed that he's not the father, just the audience just makes a full on 180 and switches the guy. And for me, I'm like, for the past like 10 or like 20ish minutes, you've been booing and insulting this guy. Now you just do a full on 180 and just like
Oh,
Oh,
180 of frames.
again. I'm so sorry about the lag.
You're
But
good.
as I
You're
was saying,
fine.
and full on insulting the guy and booing at him for like what, maybe a good 5 to 10, 15 minutes even. And then once it's revealed that he's not actually the father, they just do a full on 180 and cheer the guy on. And it's like, no, you do not get to cheer. You stay silent and stay put. No.
To be fair, I think that's just like
wishy-washy thing.
Pipe
You going
down.
at me like that? I'm not gonna.
that's the influence of the internet. Aside from Jerry Springer being heavily scripted, because like Trisha Paytas has been on that show, I think like 3 times. None of those people have had actual babies. I don't know where they're getting the babies from, but it's not theirs. But I think that's just like it shows the effect of the internet. Because if we take like cancel culture, if somebody gets quote unquote canceled, everyone's gonna hop the train of, oh, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, you know, go jump off a cliff. And then when it's like, oh, our bad guys, like they actually didn't do anything wrong. And it's a 180 of like, oh, we love you, you're amazing. And it's like, whoa, everyone was real quick to grab pitchforks. Internet culture is really weird.
Yeah. How long have we been doing this? Because for the past, what, maybe like 20 minutes, I think we've been doing this now. I've been getting people wanting to join me like crazy. I should probably set myself on red or something. I've gotten quite a bit of people that wanted to join me now.
Oop.
As he likes.
Let me just switch over to red real fast. Let me just do that. Let them know that
I
sorry,
will
I'm
say
incredibly busy.
as a thing for you and for any other guests who might be watching later in the future, we do have a separate couch over there. If y'all ever have a +1, you have a friend, partner, whatever, you just want to bring somebody there for comfort, for whatever, they are more than welcome to like sit and chill, as long as they understand that we are live. And please don't get me canceled. It was hard climbing to
Gotcha.
affiliate. But all right,
Lord.
y'all ready for story 3?
Yes.
Ready when you are.
So I found this originally. I found the update on Best of Redditor updates. I had to go to their profile, backtrack, found the original post on Am I the Asshole? If you want to know how fresh this
I love
is,
these ones. Let's go.
it's a week old. She originally posted 7 days ago.
Oh boy.
There's
Let me get on
a
that.
trigger warning, but you'll get the trigger warning when I say the title, so that's kind of the easiest way. But it's from Am I the Asshole, and it's, Am I the Asshole for calling my husband a disgrace after he said my miscarriage ruined his birthday?
What?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to have some
That's your
real
trigger
beef
warning.
with this man.
So, let's see. 7 days ago, I miscarried yesterday afternoon at around 12 p.m. I've never had a miscarriage before, and this baby was so wished for, so it's all so fresh. I'm sobbing right now, and I apologize in advance if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My husband turned 27 yesterday. I 26 female, was pregnant with mine and my husband's 27 second child. Yesterday, I was 8 weeks pregnant. The day before yesterday, we saw a beautiful heartbeat flickering on the screen. Today, I'm devastated. I was playing with our 2-year-old when I felt a pressure in my lower abdomen. Not long later, I noticed bleeding, and I let my husband know immediately that I had discomfort and bleeding. Before long, I had passed what I believe is the fetus. I messaged him, I think I lost the baby. I wanted to keep him updated, and I guess I was seeking some kind of emotional support. I asked him if he could come home, and he said, of course, if it's urgent. I said, I think it is because the pain and bleeding is getting worse, and I'm starting to feel lightheaded, and our 2-year-old is unattended in his playroom right now. We have no friends or family near that I could call, or who could get here quicker than he could. I had to clean myself up, crawl downstairs to take a paracetamol pain med,
Yeah.
make my son his lunch, and then put him down for a nap. At this point, my husband still isn't home. He's working approximately 30 minutes away, and it took closer to an hour to get him back. Hours later, when I asked, it was because he had stopped at Tesco to pick up some beers. I ended up very poorly, losing lots of blood, lightheaded, vomiting, etc. And he had to take me to A&E. To A&E? Is that the ER?
Pretty
know.
much.
By the time I was just discharged, it was only 8 p.m. Last week, he said I said I'd make him his favorite dinner for his birthday, which he reminded me when we were almost home. I said I wasn't feeling up to it, that whatever takeaway he wants is on me. He said, for fuck's sake, under his breath, and then muttered something along the lines of, this bullshit has ruined my birthday. He didn't stop to get any takeaway. He just drove straight home. Put our son to bed. I went to bed. I'm not sure what he did after. I didn't see him this morning as he had already left for work. He's not messaged me all day. He got home a few hours ago. It's now 8:40 p.m. He's already been giving me the silent treatment. I tried to speak to him about an hour ago or so, and he ignored me, and I called him a disgrace. He slammed the bathroom door and locked me out of the bedroom. His mom has since messaged me and said that I need to be patient as he has also had a loss. She didn't ask how I was or anything. He's obviously speaking to his mom, but why isn't he opening up or speaking to me? She said I was harsh. I'm feeling utterly emotionally neglected right now. My body has been through emotional and physical hell. I understand that my miscarriage came at a fucking inconvenient time for him as it was his birthday and all. I'm not sure if it's the hormones making me feel crazy, but is it nuts to contemplate divorce? Am I the asshole for calling him a disgrace? That's the first part.
No. No, you are not. No, if anything, he is. He sounds like a spoiled brat at a birthday party, or what, like, it's his birthday party, but, like, he's still pretty mad about it, even though everything about the birthday was great. It's just that he didn't get what he wanted for his birthday, and now is acting like a spoiled brat because of it. That's what it sounds like. Except this is a full-grown man in this case.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, I understand, birthdays are sacred to some people. Everybody has a different perspective on them. But shit happens in life. And when it comes to, like, medical emergencies, your wife, dude, okay, don't ever plan on being pregnant, don't ever have kids, right? If I were to call my fiance and say, I am bleeding severely, I'm lightheaded, something is wrong, I need you to come home. If work was 30 minutes away, he would be home in 10 minutes. To show up an hour later to stop and get beers is fucking insane to me, because she's pregnant. She has stated, I think I lost the baby. I'm bleeding profusely. Our 2-year-old is unattended. Let me stop and get beers. It's not that bad. You fucked up my birthday. That's crazy. The mental gymnastics you just went through to get to that conclusion is insane. I hate people.
Yeah. A lot of people are the worst.
Squishy, you're stewing.
If I say anything, it's not gonna be nice.
Well, that's like 90% of what we do.
It could get your Twitch stream down.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Keep the peace.
sit here.
I also think it is crazy, too, that the mom called and said, you're being harsh. He lost something, too. Is it his body going through the turmoil? Almost dying in the bathroom because somebody wanted to get beers?
Here's this man just going in to get a beer, taking his sweet ass time. While for the mom, not only is she currently pregnant and went through that miscarriage, but also had to watch over for the kid, have to go down through the stairs, call her husband because there was no one else to really, or no, not husband, right? Husband or boyfriend?
Husband.
So had to call him because there was no one else that she could have reached out to. Wait for the guy. And what does he do? Simply just get a beer. Well, she's trying to like juggle multiple things at the same time. And here we have him saying that she ruined his birthday. Like, no. Look, I don't care if like people's like birthdays are a lot more sacred than others. Like, don't try and like use your own birthday as an excuse for like being ruined off of someone else's like fallback that they have like almost no control over.
And like birthdays are a yearly thing. You're gonna have another one. And she offered to pay for takeout as like a makeup dinner. You don't have to celebrate them the same day.
That man ain't gonna get another birthday.
No. I will say right quick over in the chat, Dark has joined and he said, OMG, it's my sister and my side piece EMC and Lil Blue.
Oh my God. Dark. No, stop it.
I
Also, Dark, if you could maybe share the stream to, I don't know, like maybe like our other friends that would want to watch this. Up to you. Ain't gonna force you.
Force him. Grab him.
Force him. Do it.
So I will say this, and I promise it's not anything that's gonna be too explicit.
Okay.
As someone who has gone through the pain of a miscarriage on more than one occasion, hearing that pisses me the fuck off to a whole new extent. Because the minute I told Mason, he was home. Granted, we had Tom over the first time it happened. It was when he first visited us. But I texted him. He was home. And we called his mom because he was like, you need some girl talk. And I was like, okay. So keep in mind, I'm in fucking tears. I'm just bawling my fucking eyes out. And he calls her, and he's like, talk to her. This is what happened. And she continues to make sure I'm okay, like, even to this day. That happened 2 years, like, almost 2 years ago. And I'm like, it pisses me off.
Like, I'm
That's
sorry.
Like, you don't... That kind of thing, yes, it's something that's difficult to process sometimes, and it's something that's difficult to go through. But to say it...
Nope.
I think it's also, like, this is all coming down to the entire Am I the Asshole wasn't anything severe. It was Am I the Asshole for calling my husband a disgrace. Lag. Anyway. But it's like, disgrace is the nicest word you could have used in this situation. And you're not disrespectful for contemplating divorce,
boy.
because if this is how he's going to handle
Bag.
medical
Anal
emergencies
sack.
too, like, what if your 2-year-old has a problem? What if your wife has a different medical issue? You're going to take your sweet time and not be home? Like, that's a huge red flag that he wants to downplay this because it was my birthday and you ruined it. Guess what? Accidents happen on birthdays. Tragic things happen on birthdays. Birthdays aren't a sacred day where no bad happens in the world. I would say divorce him, but we do have an update.
Oh, here we go.
So the update
Give it to me.
comes 2 days ago. And it says, a kind Reddit user informed me that this is the best way to do an update rather than adding a comment to my post, so hopefully this reaches the right people. I should have clarified in my original post from last week that the way my husband responded was completely out of character for him. He's usually caring and supportive. Oh my god, somebody sent in this spinning fish.
I can hear that from your headset.
That was beautiful. Anyway, he's usually caring and supportive. He's a good husband and a good father. This is the only incident where he's shown any kind of red flags is when I put together an accent chair. I used a screwdriver to attach the legs of the seat, and when he came home from work, he'd saw that I'd done it myself, and he had jumped on it until it broke to show that I didn't do it properly, and that I should have waited for him to come home. He's been under lots of stress at work, so I asked him to go to therapy, which he did, instead of pulling the divorce card straight away. We've been together for 7 years in May, and he's the only partner I've ever known. My family all love him and accepted him from day one. I should also have clarified, yes, I know he was the asshole in this scenario. I wasn't questioning that. What I was questioning was whether I took a step too far in calling him a disgrace. He's going through a lot at work at the moment. It was his birthday. I'd been messaging him and telling him that I'd miscarried his child and that he had to leave work early, and then I called him a disgrace after he'd taken me to the hospital and was responding to the grief in his own way. I think the majority of people said I was not the asshole in this situation, and due to his behavior that my insult was justified. Thank you to everybody who reached out and checked in, offered condolences and emotional support. I've read all my messages and tried to read most of the comments. Most of them have been very kind and useful and have helped me a lot over the past few days. I had a scan yesterday which confirmed that everything had passed successfully. Some people may remember that I was very worried about the retained tissue due to my fever over the weekend. Also, my tonsillitis has fully cleared up, so I'm almost feeling back to normal physically. I left my husband. Me and my son are staying with my family in a different part of the country, so we are safe and managing. My husband did get very angry when I told him that I was leaving him. He tried to stop me from leaving with our son, put his hands on me, and threatened to end his life. My mom intervened, like I said, and we are safe. I have some time off work now, and I will continue to take time to recover emotionally and plan my next steps. Thank you if you've read this far. I doubt there will be any more updates after this.
So he's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they've been together for
Hello,
7
Pickle.
years.
In the chat.
I'm not gonna. I kind of lost my train of thought. Hold on, wait. Okay, here we go. Okay, when you said that, it like threw me off so hard. I'm like, what? Okay, so they've been together for 7 years, and based on what she's saying is that no, like this guy is a good, genuine guy. It's just it was bad timing and a list of bad things happening that kind of just piled on to the guy to where it led to that. That I can actually understand that because yeah, I'm pretty sure we all have like those days before to where we didn't really go through like a whole lot of bad things. It was just tiny little either inconveniences or just little bad moments that stack upon stack of each other to where we just blow a fuse. It happens to us, and I get that for him. But at the same time, one thing I really do not agree with his actions is this: is that when she was telling him to that she was gonna leave him, and him trying to like put his hands on her and telling her that he's gonna kill himself. No, that part I don't like at all. Don't
that's
try
man
and
baby
gaslight
energy.
someone like that. Don't try and gaslight someone saying that you're gonna end your own life for the sake of your marriage with someone. Don't ever do that. Don't gaslight like them like that. That's not cool.
Well, and it's like something that I kind of noticed, which granted, this is me jumping to hypotheticals because we don't know the full context, but for her to say that there's no red flags except for the one time of him breaking a chair because she built it and he didn't do it himself, so obviously she did it wrong. And then showing that his behavior had escalated to X, Y, and Z. Something that caught my eye was how she's saying she kind of tried to justify it for a quick minute of like, but it was his birthday. He was under a lot of stress. And it's like, yes, people go through that. Life can be stressful. But at no given circumstances does that justify that you could have died on your bathroom floor and this man had stopped to get beer. Yes, he took you to the hospital by the end of the night, but he took you to the hospital late. You should have been there ASAP. 911 should have been dialed. Like, and her trying to justify that shows to me personally that there was probably a lot of underlying things that she currently doesn't see as a red flag and currently doesn't accept as abuse until she has gotten distance from him. And later in life, she's probably going to look back and be like, holy fuck, he was crazy.
It could potentially, this is another hypothetical too. It could also be this to where like, sure, yeah, she did say that for the past 7 years that he really is a great and nice, caring, loving man. But there could also be this to where maybe they could have had like pretty bad fights in the past. It's just that they're kind of overlooked in her perspective to where she either maybe like doesn't think about it too much or somebody just doesn't care. That could be a possibility. I'm not saying that she is. It's a possibility.
I will say, end of the day, it's really good she got out. It's really good that they are safe now. And I am sorry that like she had to experience that loss. But I'm glad that she's healthy, that there was no other health concerns. Her and her baby are separated from him and safe. And I hope she gets all the fucking child support, get every dollar from that man. Fuck that guy. Take his money.
Yeah.
Unless if it does, he actually said what he was gonna do. Then, well, yeah.
I would say do
She'll
a
get it
flip. Don't
anyways.
threaten me with that shit.
Do a flip. So you just have like someone who's was taking a huge interest in you, be like, please, will you be with me? If you don't, I'll end it all. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Just please, please, please. And then here's your
Do a
response.
flip.
Flip.
I can tell you right now. So back in high school, there was
Ooh, story time.
I was a freshman. Okay, this was a senior,
Mhm.
and everybody had already told me, heads up, he's fucking creepy, and we've noticed that he's looking at you. And I'm like, okay, whatever, right? I'm a freshman, you know. The fuck do I know? I'm barely finding my classes still. And he took an interest in me, and we added each other on Facebook, and it was like, you know, come over. And I was like, no, you're a guy. My parents wouldn't allow that. I'm a little goody two-shoes. Not happening. Tell them I'm gay. No, not happening. I don't want to go to your house. You're a man. Like, and it became like really progressive and I learned this trend. I asked around to other women who have been influenced by him. He's insanely unstable, has been in and out of the mental hospital due to the shit that he does. Because I was getting cornered with if you don't love me, if you don't accept me, I'm gonna hurt myself, and it's your fault. And he would go as far as actually performing the actions of self-infliction and showing it to you and saying, this is your fault because you don't love me. And if you kept denying him, he would say, I'm going to kill myself. And I reached a point where I said, okay, and blocked him. I did learn later. I'll be honest, this may sound really shitty. I don't feel bad because you don't do this to people. Like, if you have an imbalance, you need to go get help.
That is totally fine. That is totally fine for you to not feel anything from that at all, from someone trying to gaslight you. And
I
then
did learn
them,
that
like,
he downed a bottle of pills, had to get his stomach pumped. He survived and then was submitted right back to a mental hospital.
That's on him. That was his choice. That was not something that you started or created. That is something he did all on his own. You didn't force him to do that. You didn't make him do that. That was all his choice. Just to try and get with you. No.
At that time too, I myself was like really struggling with depression and really struggling with like dark shit. And so it's like, I understand those emotions, and I'm not going to sit here and say that anybody who says I want to kill myself is a terrible person. But if you're going to use it against me because I don't want to date you, okay, block. I'm not going to feel bad. Don't use that shit. That's not how you get women, homie. You make them laugh, you get them flowers, you be nice. You get women.
I do have a story like to myself back in high school of like this one dude. It's nowhere near as bad as yours. Mine's like a little bit of a funny / like what the hell were you thinking kind of moment. If y'all are down, if we got time for, I don't know if we do. All right, so back in high school, I believe this was during my junior year of high school. I was in my automotive class. And there's this one guy, he's not a creep. No, I wouldn't say that. He's just different, right? He's just different as well. A little bit unique, if you catch my drift.
Little quirky.
So quirky.
Yeah, a little quirky. And one of the guys in the classroom made this like little joke that one of the other, I believe she was also a junior, either that or a sophomore, had a crush on him, and he took that a little bit too literal to where anytime we were out in the shop doing whatever our teacher like told us to do for like today's assignment, he always like standing next to her and like staring at her and just enjoying her company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was one moment to where it was he was working on one of the machines to remove a tire off of the rim, right? And I was standing right there, right next to him, including with that one girl. And he was trying to like show off on like, you know, like, hey, like you got to do this, like, you know, trying to show off a little bit, you know, show off like his knowledge on it. And there was one brief moment to where he was installing a new tire on that rim. And one thing you really want to be careful too, when you're installing a new tire on a rim and you're putting air in it, be very careful where you put your fingers at. Because if you accidentally place your fingers to where the tire is going to be touching where the rim, you can kiss those fingers goodbye. You can. And so here he is, Almost, because here he is, like, once again staring at her and just like showing off and stuff. He's not paying attention to where his hands are at, and I notice he's got his hands way too close between the tire and the rim while he's putting air in it. I noticed the immediate, and I'm just like, stop, and I immediately grab his hands, move it out of the way, and I made it just in the nick of time, because right when I moved it,
Ooh.
it closes. The teacher like heard me screaming screaming at him to like watch out, and he's like asking me what's going on over here, and I told him like this dude right here almost got his fingers caught and lost them right then and there.
Don't stare at pretty
After
women.
that,
You're
he
losing
finished-
fingers.
Look, if for any guys out there who are gonna try and like show off their knowledge on whatever the case may be, please be sure that you also like know what you're doing and you're being very careful while doing it, because you may end it up like that one student that almost lost his fingers until I got to make it in time to stop him.
Be confident, not cocky.
Yeah, be confident, not cocky. That's the term.
But I want to say with that leads us to Squishy's last story of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a menacing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not that bad actually.
Okay.
This is another Am I the Asshole? It's on Best of Redditor updates as well.
Yes.
This has 3 trigger warnings of
Oh, God.
verbal abuse, gambling addiction, and neglect.
Nice.
So this is, am I the asshole for beating my parents to the chase and moving out in the middle of the night? This was originally posted November 14th, 2023. I, 18 female, overheard conversations with my mom and dad, 39 female and 40 male, about how they planned to kick me out shortly after my 18th birthday. The way they were talking about it seemed like they were dead serious, and the way it was brought up multiple times made it seem like they were going to kick me out soon. So I decided that I wouldn't give them the chance to kick me out and made plans with my friend Riley, 17 female, to stay at her place until I graduated and moved into a college dorm or had an apartment of my own. Riley's parents were horrified at the thought of my parents would kick me out the second I turned 18 and agreed to let me stay at their place as long as I graduated high school. Riley, her parents, and my boyfriend Cole, 18 male, came after midnight to help me take my belongings to their car and drive me to Riley's house. My parents woke up in the middle of this and asked me what the hell was going on. I kind of shrugged and told them I was moving out before they could kick me out. My parents tried to deny this in an attempt to stop me from leaving, but there was nothing that they could do since I'm a legal adult. By the way, I wasn't just going to leave in the middle of the night without any goodbye. I had already put a note on the kitchen table where my mom goes first thing in the morning, explaining what happened. Right now I'm at Riley's house in their spare bedroom. I've gotten bombarded with calls from my parents asking me to come back and not to tell my grandparents about this. In one text, my mom called me an ungrateful bitch for leaving in the middle of the night and that she should have kicked me out sooner.
How are you going to say,
That's
don't
the
leave,
first
don't
part.
leave? You're ungrateful for leaving. That's crazy.
For me, I'm hugely, well, yeah, that's still crazy, but I'm actually like pretty shocked as to how like there was one point in time, like the second you turn 18 and like you're like done with all this and you're going to be getting in college, I want you out of my house now. And yet here she is actually like planning and preparing herself for this. Next you know, like, no, wait, no, don't do that, please stay. That's
Yeah,
what,
why are we
that's what's pretty
backtracking?
wild to me.
To be like, I don't know. That's crazy because like all of me growing up, it was always you are going college or military. No ifs, ands, or buts. Pick one, right? I didn't want to pick either. I said I hate both. Tried to go into the Marines later, was disqualified, and then really thought about it. And I was like, even if we managed to, lie my way in, I shouldn't do it. No, I'm a little noodle. Don't make me do this. I don't want to do push-ups.
Oh, for me, my experience is a little bit different from yours.
Well, and then it was like,
there was a point in time I was in the army.
oh shit, everybody I know has been enlisted. Yeah, I got disqualified. The bone that I broke in this ankle? I think it was this one. I don't remember. I shattered it, and it was a permanently disqualifying bone. Couldn't hide the scar either because it had gone the surgery to reconstruct it, and then I had to go back into surgery to get the hardware out because the hardware was it was a hook, 2 screws, and a wire. The wire started unwrapping and was coming out of my body. So they were like, "Oh, we gotta get that out of you."
Oh yeah, that's bad. Oh my god.
I couldn't even wear socks. The pain was that bad. Like, you could see a bump on my ankle, and that was the wire, like, slowly forcing its way out of my body. But it was either that or college, and then I didn't choose either. And then it was like, okay, well, when you're 18, you have 3 months, then you get the fuck out. And I'd had a good paying job, and so I had, like, negotiated with my dad of, like, I don't have a place yet, I don't have enough money saved up, but here's the goal of what I want to have, and I'll start helping here and there with what money I can, like, expend. Can I stay a bit longer? I think I stayed, like, all of 2 months longer, and then I was out. I jumped ship.
Yeah, for me, that was... Actually, no, I'll let you go first. Go first, Christian.
No, go ahead. No,
me?
go.
Okay.
You're a fucking guest. Go.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
a guest. Here, let me
Get your bitch
sip
juice.
my drink, okay? For anyone
Get the
who's drinking any drink or the one like mine called dumb word I probably shouldn't say on stream. Wait, but why does it look so goofy looking with that? Juicy juice? Yeah, dumb something juice. Word I can't say.
Dumb
It's
bitch
dumb
juice.
bitch juice.
Oh, so I can say, okay, yeah.
It's
Everyone,
marked
if
as
you
18
guys don't forget to get yourself dumb bitch juice. All right, cheers. Okay, so yeah, for me it was very different. Thankfully for me, I have a very supporting family. I know maybe not everyone has had that type of like childhood, but for me, I'm very grateful for that. Because when I first got out of high school, I did college for a year and a half to get my certificates for automotive. I have been told in the past that maybe I should also like go for automotive and general education, but I just mainly wanted automotive. The only reason why I was recommended to go for like just a general education in college, just so that if automotive doesn't work, I have a backup plan. But I'm like, nah, I don't want that. I just want automotive because I want to do that. I like doing that. I like working on cars. They're fun. So I did that for a year and a half until, unfortunately, I ran low on funds to continue getting my cert. So I did try looking for a job, but it's not easy in the state that I'm from. And it certainly wasn't easy back then, too, especially because back then that was when COVID was on the high and rise, and it's made its way towards my state. So looking for a job was like almost impossible.
Oh, yeah.
And after having to like keep searching and like finding nothing, I would every now and again when I would be like watching TV or like on YouTube, I would see those advertisements of joining the army. And so I thought about that for a minute, and I'm like, me joining the army? I don't know about that. I don't know. But after giving it some thought, I'm like, maybe I actually might do. I mean, I got nothing else like much of an option really right now. And oh my god, here's the craziest part too as well. So the first person in my family that I told about it was my younger brother, and he was shocked about it. I'm like, really? You're gonna join the army? You, of everyone here in this family, you. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was telling myself the same thing. And you want to know what this kid did? We were at the dinner table once, and he just blurts it out of nowhere to my family. Just says, yeah, so EMC wants to join the army. And I'm looking at him like, you little snitch. You little snitch. You didn't let me say it. And now my whole family's looking at me like, wait, you're actually planning on joining? And I'm like, yes, I do. I do plan to join the army. So we had a huge talk about that. I did plan on telling him that, just not that day until my brother decided to steal it from me.
Damn.
It still doesn't even end there too, because like, yeah, it was a huge shocker for my family to find out that they wanted me to join the army. And originally I joined in 2020, and due to COVID, my ship date of going to basic training had to get pushed back. So originally I was supposed to be there on March 30th of 2020, but instead it got pushed back on Mother's Day.
Oh no.
Yeah, I left my family on Mother's Day. My mom still, like, every now and again mentions it to where she's like, because, like, now I'm out of the active duty army now, I'm in the reserve, so I'm still here with my family. And anytime I was on leave or, like, still here, my mom would every now and again bring it up, be like, I can't believe you left me on Mother's Day.
You're gaslit by
I'm
your
sorry,
mom.
I don't get to choose on, like, what day I can leave. They chose that for me, and it was just sadly on that day.
That's fair.
Yo, I hope she makes that a forever joke, because that's awesome.
Oh no, she has still to this day.
W mom.
Still does it. As you can tell, yes, she missed me very, very much.
That's fair, man. If you have a good bond with your parents, I think, like, it should be hitting different. So when I'm the first in my family to move out of the state and actually, like, not be further than an hour away from my parents. I'm now 8 states away from my parents.
Damn.
We didn't see each other for like a year, and when I got to see them again, it was to go wedding dress shopping. When I tell you,
Ooh.
I have never cried so hard in my fucking life. We saw them at the airport. My fiance stopped the car and said, I know you're gonna start running. Go. We were in the middle of the road. I'm like taking my phone out of my pocket. I'm putting vapes out. Like, I'm making sure I got nothing on me. And he stops the car and said, go get him. I booked it. And I cried like uncontrollably. I was sobbing. My mom was sobbing. I hugged my dad and he was trying to play tough, right? He was like, I missed you, kid. And I looked up and he's like, don't look at me. And I was like, you're fucking crying, bitch.
Oh.
Oh my god. It's just different.
I will say, like, so she knows I don't have a good relationship with my dad. My mom's in a box. That's a whole different thing.
I think I can put 2 and 2 together. I think I can.
She's Dusty in a box.
There we go. Yeah, gotcha.
So I don't have that good a relationship with my dad, like, whatsoever, ever since she got put in said box. But there was at a time where, you know, I was in my senior year of high school, and he was like, guess what? You're gonna go take the ASVAB. I was like, why? He's like, because I know damn well you're not gonna go to college, so we're gonna enlist you into the Navy. I was like, no, you ain't. Because I knew I wasn't going to be eligible. I have heart problems. I have a fucked up knee. And I had been off of my antidepressants and my anti-anxiety meds for less than a year. So I still went and took the ASVAB. Failed that. Did not get a good score whatsoever.
No way, you got under 30. Or what is it? I'm pretty sure, yeah, the lowest you can get, I think, is either 31 or 32. If you're below that, then yeah, like, oh, you failed.
I got a 16.
Oh my god. You can't even join the Marines. And you do not meet. Okay, let me let you know this, folks, right now. You do not need to be that smart to join the military, especially when it comes to the Marines. I was never a Marine. I was Army, but even still, like, for Army folks, you ain't got to be that smart. You don't.
Look, man, I'm gonna be honest. If I only tried for like a section, and it was the science section. Everything else I said, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Oh yeah, since like you don't really plan to like join it, so like you don't really have like the motivation to really like.
I knew
try
I
and
couldn't.
succeed.
I knew I couldn't, so I was just like, why? What's the point?
Well, yeah. If you could simply fake it, you can.
They
Just
would
pretend that.
they would check my BPM and they'd be like, "Why is your heart rate over 120?"
That's fair. There's certain things that, like, we were going to try to hide my scar for the Marines, and until he looked at it and he's like, we can't hide that, can we? And I said, nope, you cannot.
Cause I have a very elevated heart rate, like regularly.
And I know for a fact because I talked to one of the recruiters there before I took my ASVAB. I was like, so I have a question. He's like, what? I was like, so my resting heart rate is da 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 da. Would I still? And he's like, nope. Go to class.
Go to class, and I was like,
there's the door.
okay. And when I told my dad that, he was just like, what the fuck?
Why did you say that? And I was like, because I don't follow your rules, motherfucker.
Ever since when I joined the army, before that, my heart rate used to be, I would say, somewhere between the 70s or 80s. But when I joined the army, though, and having to deal with like a lot of workout and shit, my heart rate would always now be in the 50s now, and it always so like shocked me because I would always forget this little piece of info when I would always get like evaluated to be sure that I'm still physically and mentally fit to be in the army and continue my duties there. Because that's something that we always did ever since either before we would get a deployment or after we came back from a deployment. And they would always tell me like it's like somewhere like in the 50s, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then the doctors, they would ask me the question, you do a lot of running? And I'm like, actually, yes, I do. Why do you ask that? Because of your heart rate. Soldiers or anyone in general who has a heart rate like that, that's what's called an athletic heart. Those are typically people who do a lot of running. And I'm like, oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And then after maybe like almost a year later, I've already forgotten that info, and then they would ask me the same question, and I would just forget. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've been in this scenario before.
I've been here once. Alright, are we ready for update? We totally got sidetracked.
I forgot there was an update.
Wait, can you do me? Wait. Can we wait? Okay, so it was someone turning 18 and
yeah.
they're getting picked up by their family. Plans ahead to move, and then family or parents do full 180 and go, no, stay. Okay, there we go.
Yep. Okay. So
I was doing all that for the audience that was watching. All right, I got you. All right, I got you.
So this is December 17th, 2023. So a month later. There's a little messy shit at the. Okay, so like you all suggested I do, I told my grandparents what happened with the screenshots of my parents' text after I went to Riley's house. Let me tell you, they were livid at what my parents were saying to me and the fact that they were planning on kicking me out. I ended up meeting with them and staying with them at their place for a few days while they tried to figure out what the fuck was going on with my parents. My mom and dad were being sent money monthly by my grandma and grandpa for my college fund since they mostly depleted it. After my brother Alex moved out because he was tired of them begging him for money due to their gambling addictions. My mom admitted that their plan was to kick me out, but act like I moved out willingly because I found an apartment and get double the money that they were previously getting to help out with my rent money once they asked my grandparents for it. Grandma yelled at my mom over the phone and told her that she'd never seen a dime of her money again. She told my mom that she would rewrite her will so that the money that my mom would have gotten would go to me, which my mom freaked out at. My dad blew up my phone one more time before I blocked both him and my mom's numbers for good, calling me an evil cunt and telling me he wished my mom aborted me. So yeah, I talked with my brother, Alex, and the only thing he really had to say or ask, I guess, was why our parents' scummy behavior hadn't been called out when they were trying to legitimately steal his paychecks to go gamble. I'm sorry if this is kind of rambly, but this is the best I could do at the moment. Thank you all for your advice, and I maybe will give another update if anything ever happens, but I doubt I will.
Yo, stupid game, stupid prizes. You're not in the will anymore. Grandma said no.
Grandma said, fuck you, you're not in the will.
That's crazy work. And it was a trend.
Bro.
Oh. This is great. Scummy parents.
Oh yeah, 100% very scummy parents. I was not ready for that, for an update like that.
I
For
thought
the
it was
parents
just
to
like
go that
maybe
far.
they struggle with like empty nesting, and so they were just, taking it back, or maybe it was like a really bad joke of like, we were joking about kicking you out. We don't actually mean it. We love you. Not like actually shitty parents. And then for the brother to come forward and be like, yo, they were stealing my money to go gamble it. Dude, yeah, no will for you. No will.
No money.
Mm-mm.
But good on
I
Grandma.
was expecting it. Yeah, good on Grandma. But I was mainly expecting it to be actually a pretty nice update of like her life now with living with her friend instead of her parents. And just be like,
I'm
things are like
pretty
so
sure.
much better now without them.
I'm-
That's what I was
yeah.
expecting. There would be a nice little update and maybe a little bit to talk about the parents to see on whether if like they're like actually like a lot better now or about the same, still kind of bad. But no,
I'm
it was
pretty
far
sure
worse than I
she's
thought.
doing so much better without living with her parents.
100%.
I just can't imagine like taking your kid's money and then, because like I guess I'm gonna assume that was the intention of like, oh, we're gonna kick you out, but no, stay because we want your money.
Well, so
And-
the
That's like very
intention
backwards
wa-
logic, though.
The intention was to kick her out, tell the grandparents she moved out willingly to get double the money to say that they were helping with her rent.
Oh, so they were just using Mima. You don't use Mima.
Oh, yeah,
Respect
that's
the
even
grandmas.
worse. That's
You have to go to your
Respect.
old mom and be like, yeah, my kid moved out. Can I have rent money? You're grown. How do you have 2 kids? Are you still asking your mom for rent?
No, so the parents were gonna say that they were helping with OP's rent.
Fuck that. That's scummy. That wouldn't have lasted long anyway. It would have taken like a singular phone call of OP just having like a catch-up talk with grandma. And for her to be like, hope the money's helping, dearie. And she'd be like, what money? What
Where?
money? I ain't
Huh?
seen it.
Mima,
guess
I
it's
think
time to
you're
file
off
a
your meds
lawsuit.
again.
Dude, for real. Nah, fuck that. I'm glad both kids are out and adults and are having, I'm assuming, the time of their lives. And I'm glad the grandparents now know that their children suck. And that they're not in the will anymore. Figure it out. Cope.
No more will. No more will for you.
Oh yeah, so
You
over
like
in the
your bitch
chat,
juice.
Poster is saying, over in the Twitch chat, someone is saying Poster could have arrested them for theft and scamming if that were to have occurred, of like them taking money for the rent.
Mm.
And that respect grandmas or they get very angry, and vet gramps get revenge.
Oh, that's true.
Don't fuck with Mima. She's old. She's seen it already. She's tired.
To whack you, the cane or the spoon. Okay, wah,
There's a spoon.
wah, 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 wah.
Jesus Christ. I don't know if we've learned a lot tonight. I think, if anything, like...
Don't steal money. Don't be a dick to your wife when she has trauma shit going on with her body. Don't cheat and then lie about not being married.
There's a lot of 180ing tonight. Everything was a 180.
Yeah.
Do 360s, not 180s. Turn around all the way.
Wee.
Jesus.
Don't leave to join the military on Mother's Day. That's another one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
don't
never
do
live that
that.
down.
Because now your mom will have an endless supply of making that bit every single time. I know from experience.
They can gaslight you 5 ever.
fair, it was
You'll
beyond
never
me.
live it down. Oh my god. All right, y'all. But that is the final story of tonight. I do want to thank
I was
EMC
gonna
again
say.
for taking the time to come out here and yap with us for an hour. I will
Yeah.
have all of the
Had a
links linked
wonderful
where the
time.
links linked. You guys know the drill. We have the Reddit, the subreddit. You can go post your own stories for us to read or submit your own shit. If you are a lurker on Reddit and you go, ooh, this one's juicy, send that shit in. I want it. I need it. I can't trust my notifications all the time. It's dry. We got Discord links. We got social media links. Give everybody here love. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.